All right. Welcome back, decoders, to the channel. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Let me get this set up here and we'll jump right in. Give me a second. Let me know if you guys in the chat can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. And let me know if you guys can see the screen also. I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So yeah, give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you guys for the thumbs up. Hello, Warren. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Shy. Hope you guys are good today. We'll give another minute or two for some people to join in. And we're going to talk about Pluto. And if you guys caught my post from earlier today on my community section, I posted something about Pluto there, and I'm going to expand upon that post in this video. It's not an extensive video. It's definitely not one of my most gematria-filled videos, but it definitely is going to be connected to my last video, which was on the eclipse. And yeah, we're going to just talk about how Pluto is connected to this year, 2024. And yeah, so hello, Daryl and Earn Money and Maka. Welcome all of you guys again to the chat. Thank you for coming by. So we got 21 in the chat. And you guys gave me a thumbs up, so I guess I'll go ahead and get started for the people watching this on a replay so they can jump right into the info. So yeah, let's go over to the presentation and I'll just go through this. So as I posted in my community section earlier, I didn't even know this until just yesterday. And I don't know how I missed this, and I don't know how no one actually told me this before, but Pluto, the planet Pluto, or the dwarf planet, because it's not actually considered a planet, they got rid of its planet status, so now it's known as a dwarf planet. But anyways, Pluto is back in Aquarius after 226 years. What does this mean? Well, in my last video, I touched upon the fact that Trump has a perfect birthday aligned with Pluto. And we're going to get into Trump. We're going to get into Biden also. And I'm going to show you guys, how this year is all about Pluto. So what happens when Pluto comes into Aquarius, right? And Pluto will go in Aquarius on January 20th, which was yesterday. And it will influence transformation, personal growth, power dynamics, sexuality, revolution, and technology. Because Pluto is such a slow-moving outer planet, it only covers 1 to 3 degrees per year. Pluto made its first entry into Aquarius on March 23rd, 2023, which only amounted to a taste of a transit that will gradually take shape over the next 20 years. Pluto stationed retrograde on May 1st, 2023, where it retrograded back into Capricorn on June 11th, 2023. However, Pluto is officially re-entering Aquarius once again on January 20th, 2024, which was yesterday, but only before again going back into Capricorn later this year on September 1st, and eventually returning to Aquarius for good on November 19th, 2024. And it will remain in Aquarius until 2043, guys. So hopefully you guys understand this. So Pluto, it made a quick appearance in Aquarius last year from March 23rd to June 11th. And then it went back into Capricorn, where it's been for many years. And now just yesterday on January 20th, Pluto comes into Aquarius. And one more time, it will go into Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And Saturn, as I'm going to read in one of my next slides, is basically all about time, order, And so moving into Aquarius is a very big thing, guys. It's a very big thing. Basically, like this thing here says, it's all about transformation, power dynamics, and revolution and technology. And of course, we know we're getting into a very technological age. So I just wanted to point out here that this is not the final time, because again, guys, from it moved into Aquarius yesterday, but it will move out of Aquarius for a short time from September 1st this year until the 19th of November. Now, this is an important date, the 19th of November. But let's just get to the next slide, and I'll show you what I mean here. So I want to give a big shout out to the Zenith of the Alpha and also to Lambda 115. They both have brought this up in their past videos. And a plutocracy, guys, is a society that is ruled or controlled by people of great wealth or income. So a plutocracy is basically the ruling of the rich or the wealthy. And the fact that Pluto is moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius for the next 20 years is a big shift. There's a big shift. So as it says here, Pluto isn't afraid to tear apart the most complex systems from the inside out. Metamorphosis, evolution, transmutation. That's the Plutonian way. Okay. Since 2008, Pluto has been marching through Capricorn's industrious sign. Capricorn is associated with big business, Wall Street, corporate power, greed, it says, and traditional economic structures. So guys, this is since 2008, in 2008, we had a huge economic thing happen. Remember the 2008 crisis? Well, from then until now, it has been in Capricorn, Pluto. And we're just now moving into Aquarius for the next 20 years. Okay. So all these things are going to change. And this year is the first year where we're going to start to see those things happen. Capricorn is talking about big business, Wall Street, and corporate power. Okay. So Pluto is going to tear down the traditional economic structures. So basically, big changes, right? The plutocracy of these wealthy, could very well be changed for a new system, right? And this is probably where it goes into the Great Reset, the new system. Basically, yeah, the Great Reset. That's what this is all about, because Pluto is the ruling sign of Scorpio, and Scorpio's symbol is the phoenix, and we know that the phoenix is tied to rebirths and resets. Okay, so a lot of stuff to uncover here, but I want to kind of get to the meat of the presentation. So in my last video, I showed you guys that Trump, this is a big year for Trump, guys, right? I mean, he's trying to win the election back. He's going to be in the news all year. And Trump, so Pluto has an orbital period of 90,560 days. That means it takes 90,560 days for Pluto to orbit, right? It's a long orbit, very slow. Now, I told you in my last video that if you measure from the founding date of the United States, okay, July 4th, 1776, to Trump's birthday this year, it's 90,560 days. Again, big shout out to Lambda and to Zenith of the Alpha for this connection. Sorry, guys. But anyway, what are the chances that Trump, his birthday lands exactly on the Pluto's rotational completion? Okay, so this is Pluto's complete orbit landing on Trump's birthday this year. And Trump is a plutocrat. He is a wealthy person. He's a plutocrat. And notice that plutocrat equals 614, which is Trump's birthday. And if you measure from Pluto's orbit to Trump's 614 birthday, you have the exact orbital period. And plutocrat equals 614, Trump's birthday. Okay. Now, Pluto also has approximately a 248-year orbit. And this is an important number, guys, because First of all, President Donald Trump equals 248, like Pluto has a 248 orbit, okay? But do you guys remember last year on the date 24/8, August 24th, Trump was indicted on racketeering and related charges, and he got his mugshot on this date. Trump got his mugshot on 2/4/8 last year. President Donald Trump, 2/4/8. And this connects to Pluto, which has a 248-year orbital period. Okay. And again, I just showed you how perfectly Trump is scripted with Pluto over here. Okay. And I just wrote down here, guys, that Trump's mugshot was on 2/4/8, right? So what are the chances that Trump lines up perfectly with the Pluto return, the orbit, and also he has this 2/4/8 number, which is connected to Pluto and the orbit, right? This 2/4/8 number is big for this year because we have an eclipse. So that's going to lead me to my next slide. So as I just showed you, Plutocrat equals 614, Trump's birthday, okay? But Pluto having a 248-year orbit is interesting because if you take Trump's birthday, 614, and you multiply it, 6 times 14 equals 84, okay? The eclipse is on 8/4 this year, or 4/8, okay? Now, the Great American Eclipse has the 4/8/24. Notice that Trump got his mugshot on 2/4/8. These are the same numbers in the date of the eclipse. 4/8/24, 2/4/8, okay? Trump's mugshot, all right, connects to Pluto, right? And so the 2/4/8 is connected to this eclipse because this is essentially the three numbers that are involved in the eclipse date, 4/8/24. Now, Trump equals 2/4/8, as I told you, President Donald Trump, 2/4/8. But look at this. In Sumerian, guys, plutocracy also equals 8/4. So this is the alphabet times 6, right? And plutocracy equals 8/4 again. You drop a 0, you have another 8/4. Well, that goes perfectly with Pluto because Pluto in the base ordinal cipher is also 84, okay? And this is, again, going back to the eclipse, which could be written 8/4. Trump's birthday is 6 times 14, 8/4, all right? But just notice that Pluto in both ordinal and reverse reduction equals 84 and 24. Well, that's important because the eclipse is on 8/4/24, okay? So this Pluto is the eclipse date also, 8/4/24. So all these numbers point to Pluto and Trump, right? And they point to the eclipse also, which just happens to be on the perfect date to go with this number 2/4/8. And you know, I talked about the eclipse heavily in my last video. So if you guys missed that, go back and watch it. And yeah, so this Pluto thing is heavily tied to the eclipse. And there's no doubt tied to the Roman Catholic Church and the Jesuits. So just look at this, guys. The Catholic Church equals 84, like Jesuit, like Pluto, and like United States of America, okay? And I just showed you all the 84s back on this last slide, okay, connected to Trump. And then you have all this Catholic Church. Now, remember, Trump is Jesuit educated. He went to Fordham University for 2 years, okay? Fordham University Law School, Jesuit school. And, of course, Biden is also a Catholic. So you have this Catholic-Jesuit connection. And as soon as I show you the Biden connection, you're going to understand how it's all connected with Trump and Biden this year in the perfect year for Pluto, right? So also I want you guys to notice that they give Pluto a number because Pluto is not a planet. So they give it a number. And the number that they decided to give it is 13434. And I thought that was interesting because notice that wealth equals 1034. And a plutocracy or Pluto is all about wealth. Plutocracy is a society ruled by the wealthy, okay? So wealth equals 134. And notice down here in the picture, guys, plutocracy equals 134. And underworld 134. So Pluto is Hades, the god of the underworld. So underworld equals plutocracy. And this is what they're telling us, guys. The people who run the world are the wealthy, the ones who have the money, and we live in their hell. They essentially rule this underworld. They are the Plutos. They are the Jesuits, the Roman Catholic Church, the people who have the money, the power. Okay. And look at all these 134s, guys. Remember, our Pope right now, Pope Francis, is a Jesuit Pope, which equals 134. And the Jesuits equals 134, like plutocracy, like underworld. Now, I've been talking a lot about the eclipse coming up. Well, a solar eclipse equals 134 also. And again, wealth equals 1034 in Latin. So you have this 134 connection, and Pluto is number 13434. So it's just 134 basically in this number, right? So this all connects back to the Jesuits and the ones who rule the world essentially. And that's why this year, this Pluto return is saying that there's going to be a change in structure. The Jesuits and Klaus Schwab and all these puppets are going to restructure this society. They're going to transfer their wealth from one. This is what happens in a wealth transfer, guys. They're going to crash the system and they're going to create a new thing. They're going to do a wealth transfer, just like what happened in other economic crashes, right? And so this is all about taking the wealth and flipping it upside down, essentially. So this year could be interesting when it comes to the economics and the wealth. You know, we're going to see what happens with the stock market. The stock market is at all-time highs, and the money is becoming more worthless every day. And you have the BRICS nations, and they're creating their own currency, trying to go against the US dollar. So we have all this stuff happening, and it all could come to a head this year, and it could all be connected to this Pluto. And I mean, it could also happen in the coming years also, but this year is the first year, right? So this last slide that I have here is exactly the mockery that they put to us, guys. So remember, if you guys don't know this, Pluto is Hades, the god of the underworld. Now, Pluto, his weapon is a bident, right? I mean, this is the most obvious joke that they could ever play, right? Pluto has a bident. And what are the chances that our current president, his name is Biden, okay? Now, a bident is a two-pronged pitchfork, essentially, and it's the weapon of choice for Hades or Pluto, the ruler of the underworld. You can see Pluto right here with his bident, okay? In fact, the symbol for the planet Pluto is a bident. You can see this two-pronged pitchfork, essentially, with this circle in it. And this is the symbol for Pluto. So the bident is in the symbol for the planet, and it also is the pitchfork for the god of the underworld. And Biden, okay. So I decided to experiment for a second. Instead of typing in Joe Biden, how about we just finish the word, because we know that Biden is a reference to the bident. So what happens when you type in Joe Biden? You get 84, guys, like Pluto. Okay, what a joke is if you take the name Biden and you add the T, which is exactly what they're getting at here, because he's the bident. He's the weapon of choice for Trump. See, I think this is a riddle, guys. Biden is going to, or Trump is going to use Biden as the weapon to bring in the plutocracy. So Biden, again, just like Obama is using him, Trump is going to use him as his enemy, you know, as his, to go against him, right? So I think Biden is like the weapon. Biden doesn't represent Pluto. Well, actually, Biden might represent Pluto because Biden is born in Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto. Okay. And again, the Biden is a clear connection. So again, what are the chances that Joe Biden equals Pluto, right? And just notice that I told you back in the beginning of this video that Pluto just entered into Aquarius January 20th, yesterday, on the 201 day, the Jesuit order 201. Okay. We just had the 201 weeks after the pandemic. We had the 201 Disease X conference. And on January 20th, which is the inauguration day of the president, and this is exactly 1 year before inauguration day next year, what are the chances that you have Pluto entering on that very day into Aquarius? And Aquarius is an air sign. So think about the symbolism here. The air sign, Pluto is the Hades, or the devil, essentially, the ruler of the underworld. He is entering into the air sign, prince of the power of the air. Do you remember that quote from the Bible? The prince of the power of the air. And Pluto is entering into Aquarius, which is an air sign. Okay. But what's interesting is Pluto will not stay in Aquarius all year. It will go again into Capricorn for a short period of time on September 1st. That means that we will have just a small more amount of time between of Pluto being in Capricorn, where it's been since 2008. We have one more round of it going back into Capricorn. And then it will finally complete its cycle, and it will go into Aquarius one day before Biden's birthday, guys. So do you guys see the joke here? It's Biden who is the Biden of Pluto. And one day before his birthday this year, Pluto will enter into Aquarius for 20 years till 2043. So Biden's birthday is the first full day. Biden's birthday is the first full day of Pluto in Aquarius. And Biden is the Biden, the weapon of Pluto. Okay? Do you guys understand this? So after November 19th, you have Biden's birthday, and that will be the beginning of the 20 years in Aquarius. And just notice that Biden is born on November 20th, and his birthday this year will be the 20th year, beginning of the 20 years of Pluto in Aquarius. Just absolutely mind-boggling how this is set up. Now we have to think about the dates, guys. So this is where I'm going to ask you guys, what do you see in these dates? Something is going to happen this year, guys. There's going to be an event, and it's going to probably coincide with this Pluto thing. So I told you that Pluto became in Aquarius yesterday on January 20th, but it will go back into Capricorn for a little bit on September 1st. So that means, let me show you this, guys. So look at this article. It says Pluto is back in Aquarius after 226 years. So it's been 226 years supposedly since Pluto was in Aquarius. Now, I told you that it entered into Aquarius on the 20th and will go back into Capricorn on September 1st. So if we measure from the day Pluto goes into Aquarius to the day it goes back into Capricorn this year, it's 226 days. Okay. And just notice that this article said it's been 226 years since it's been in Aquarius. And now it's going to spend 226 days in Aquarius this year, right? You know, between these dates here, right? So, and look at what Pluto equals in reverse satanic. It equals 226. So again, Pluto is going to spend 226 days in Aquarius, and Pluto equals 226. And supposedly it's been 226 years since it's been in Aquarius. So it's some sort of number ritual there. But then we have to figure out, so here is the date that it goes back into Aquarius, right? September 1st. And it will stay in Aquarius for 80 days or 79 days, okay? What's interesting about this, guys, is Pluto will stay in Capricorn for 2 months and 18 days. After it goes back into Capricorn on September 1st, until it leaves Capricorn for good, it will be 2 months and 18 days. Now, this is a huge Trump number. I told you guys in prior videos about the Trump 218 connection. Remember, there was the alert that came out at 218 on October 4th last year. And in Gematria, Trump equals 218 in all caps. Okay. And Pluto, let me just show you guys. Pluto was founded on 218. So let me show you this. Just give my computer a minute to load. So here's the founding date of Pluto, February 18th, 218. And Pluto will spend 2 months and 18 days in Capricorn one last time before it leaves Capricorn and stays in Aquarius for 20 years. So Biden's birthday, the Bident, which is connected to Pluto, is the first full day of the 20 years. Okay. So again, I told you guys that Pluto will be in Aquarius for 20 years after this. And that connects to Biden's birthday being on the 20th. Okay. And the word death equals 20. So I believe that somehow this is going to tie in with Biden's demise. And death equals 20. Pluto will be in Capricorn for 20 years. And Biden's birthday will be the first day, which is the 20th. And don't forget that Kamala Harris was also born on the 20th of the month. And Inauguration Day is also on the 20th of the month. So basically, yeah. So let me go to the chat here. Doreen, if you missed the beginning of the stream, I talked about how, okay, hold on. Pluto entered into Aquarius yesterday on January 20th. I'm just reiterating this for Doreen in the chat. And it will go back into Capricorn for a short time later this year. But then on November 19th, 2024, Pluto enters Aquarius for 20 years. So Pluto will enter Aquarius on November 19th, and it will stay there for 20 years until 2043 and 2044. That's what I mean by 20 years. Okay. So if you guys see anything in this riddle about these dates, okay, because we have January 20th to 9/1, okay. And don't forget, in my last video on Oppenheimer, I talked about the 218 extensively. And I talked about how 218 is a huge day for plutonium because, again, Pluto, the planet, was founded on 218. Oppenheimer just came out last year, okay, the movie. And the guy, J. Robert Oppenheimer, he died on February 18th, which is 218. He died exactly 444 months. So let me just show you this again. I showed you this in the last stream, but let me show it again. So from the founding date of Pluto on 218, 1930, to the death of Oppenheimer on 218 and 1967 was 444 months. Okay. Which is nuclear in Sumerian gematria. It's also Jesus in Sumerian gematria. But just notice that between the death of, or the founding of Pluto and the death of Oppenheimer is 1930 weeks. Well, Pluto was founded in 1930, okay? 1930, or 193, is the 44th prime number, okay? So 1930 is the, if you take out the 0, you get 193. 193 is the 44th prime number. And then if you go back over to Gematria and you look up the Chaldean cipher, hold on a second. Plutonium equals 44. Plutonium is the nuclear element which Oppenheimer used in the making of the bomb, supposedly. So do you guys see how I did that? I got the 1930 weeks in between Pluto and Oppenheimer's death. Oppenheimer has the 1930, and that's the 44th prime, which leads us back to plutonium, which equals 44. Obama was the 44th president. So how was the leave the world behind ritual connected to Pluto leaving Capricorn? So let me show you that. So notice that Capricorn, do you remember the movie Leave the World Behind was talking about leaving the old world behind, okay? Just like Pluto is all about leaving, it's about rebirth and resets and transitions, right? So Leave the World Behind was also paying tribute to this Pluto thing. Let me show you. So from the movie coming out, Obama's movie Leave the World Behind on Netflix on 12/8, okay, to the day that Pluto entered into Aquarius was 43 days, okay? The reason that number is important is basically because what I showed you guys earlier in my community section, Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, if I can spell it right, Pluto in Aquarius equals 191, okay? 191 is the 43rd prime number. That means it was 43 days after Leave the World Behind to January 20th. January 20th also equals 191. So just notice this, guys. Pluto in Aquarius. And if you just type the two words Pluto and Aquarius, you get 191. And then January 20th was the day that happened, okay? Yes, that's right. Obama was the 43rd person to be president, right? So Obama was the 43rd person to be president, but he was the 44th president, right? Because there was a split term president. So this movie, Obama's movie, Leave the World Behind, was perfectly scripted. And I told you, plutonium equals 44. Obama was the 44th president, and he was the 43rd person, okay? And again, why is Pluto connected to Obama also? Because Pluto is Hades, god of the underworld, and Pluto equals 8/4. Well, Obama was born on 8/4, okay? And Biden is Obama's weapon, right? Do you guys get it? The Biden is Hades' weapon, right? Obama's born 8/4, like Pluto equals 84, and Joe Biden equals 84. So if Biden is the weapon, the pitchfork, then there has to be somebody wielding the weapon, which is Hades. And, well, Pluto equals 84, like Obama was born on 8/4. And that's the big number here. So this whole year is about this fight between Trump and Biden, right? And Obama in the background. And of course, Kamala is going to play a role in this as well. Yeah, I believe actually Vladimir Putin also equals 84. Yeah, Vladimir Putin also equals 84. And, you know, he's going to be another character on the world stage as well. Anyway, let me look at the chat and see what you guys are saying here. Yeah. Okay. So you guys were mentioning I see in the chat mentioning the the wormwood, which is connected to this also. But what did you mentioned November 19th, because I told you guys November 19th this year is when Pluto leaves Capricorn for good. So it's the beginning of a 20 years in Aquarius. Okay. And this was the day that Kamala had presidential power in 2021. Okay. So do you guys remember when Biden was under a colonoscopy and Kamala Harris actually became the first woman to receive presidential power? Okay. And she did this on November 19th, which is exactly 3 years before Pluto enters into Aquarius for 20 years. Okay. And yeah, there's a lot more to say here. But we definitely need to think about these dates that they're giving us. Again, they're giving us these dates for a reason. The Jesuits are all behind this, as I showed here. Okay. The Catholic Church, Jesuit, Pluto, all 84. Okay. Plutocracy equals 134. Like Pluto number is 13434. Okay. Wealth equals 1034. And the solar eclipse equals 134. So we have all this converging this year. And I mean, whatever's going to happen to Biden, I think now that I'm looking at it, it probably can't happen to him until after this date, guys, because I think he has to still be in office, and as Pluto is leaving Capricorn for the final time on this day. Okay, that's just how I see it now. I know I gave you a couple dates already when Biden could kick the bucket or he could like step down or something. And but now I'm starting to think that, with Pluto being so connected to the Bidens, right, that maybe Biden has to last until his birthday this year, which would be interesting, because I thought that he would probably go at 81 years old because President Biden equals 81. But who knows? I mean, there's definitely a riddle here. So if you guys catch anything, please let me know. But yeah, a transformational time coming. But I mean, this is going to be an interesting year. We know that, and with the eclipse and with all the stuff going on with Trump, yeah, I mean, it's just going to be interesting to see. Yeah, you're right. The water break happens before the birth. Okay. Yes, Doreen, Pluto does represent wealth and prosperity, but Pluto is a plutocracy, which can mean that it's a society ruled by the wealthy. So if you're lucky enough to be the wealthy, then yeah, you have abundance and you have prosperity, right? But if you're the ones that are not lucky, yeah, that's interesting. The 22 divided by 7. You're saying that will be his 201st week in office. Wow. Hold on a minute. Let's look at that. That's a good one. So Biden was okay. It'll be his 200th week, but I see what you're saying here. Oh, that's interesting, guys. Look at this. That is interesting. I wonder if Joseph is still in the chat. Yeah, and make sure you guys check out Casey Jones Astrology in the chat. He's saying that Pluto is exalted in Aquarius, right? And so Pluto is moving into Aquarius. So that's also a big connection. But look at this, guys. From the inauguration of Joe Biden to the last day of Pluto in Capricorn is 1399 days. That's a huge number because this is the 222 prime. So that means Pluto will leave Capricorn for the final time, the 222 prime days after Biden's inauguration. That will also be exactly the 46th month since Biden was inaugurated as the 46th president. That's very interesting, guys. Biden is the 46th president, and Pluto leaves Capricorn for the final time, and Biden's 46th month of being the 46th president. That is crazy. Exactly 1,400 days of Biden's presidency. Okay. And again, if you don't add the day, it takes you to the 1399, which is the 222 prime. And remember, guys, there's a huge connection here. President Harris, 222 and 84, like Pluto. Okay. President Kamala Harris, 222. Okay. So President Harris, 222, President Kamala Harris, 222, and Vice President Harris, 222. Okay. And again, that's why I'm showing you this, because from Biden inauguration to Pluto, and remember, guys, the election will already be over on November 5th. So Pluto will be in Capricorn for one last time during the election. So this is huge. There's something huge going on here. I still haven't quite figured it out about how these dates are lining up. But the election falls on November 5th. And then 14 days later, it leaves for the final time to go into Aquarius, right? So 9/1, it goes back into Capricorn. I know this is confusing. If you guys aren't following, I know this is really confusing. But I'm trying to, hopefully you guys are getting what I'm putting down here. So Pluto will move back into Capricorn 65 days before the election. Interesting. Or 60, could be 66 days. A lot to think about here. So, what's going to happen in this time that Pluto is in Aquarius, and then what's happening in the time that it moves back into Capricorn? They're setting up something. Yeah, we're just going to have to figure this stuff out together, We'll have to put our minds together and try to figure this out. Ron DeSantis just dropped out. Okay. That's interesting. Well, the Ron DeSantis thing is, if Trump ends up selecting Ron DeSantis as his VP, it will be Ronald and Donald, which is a joke because, it's like Ronald McDonald. Oh, look at this, guys. Ronald McDonald equals 248. Ronald McDonald, 248. This is a number I just showed you guys. Ronald McDonald, 248. Like President Donald Trump, 248. And like Pluto has a 248-year orbit. Okay? And Ronald McDonald equals 248. And Trump got his mugshot last year on the date 24/8. Okay? So big number with Trump. Yeah, Ron DeSantis does equal Donald Trump in gematria also. But yeah, I just thought it was crazy that they have the 248 here for Ronald McDonald. Interesting. And look, 58. We have Super Bowl 58 coming up. The Trump 58-story tower. Trump announced he was going to run for election. So interesting. So yeah, definitely a clown show, right? Bunch of clowns. Yeah, and as Casey Jones is mentioning in the chat, Pluto is all about technology. And I'm just going to mention something, guys, about cryptocurrency here, because this probably needs to be mentioned, okay? Because cryptocurrency is the age of Aquarius, technology, all right? Remember how I showed you guys that the Jesuit equals 134 and 136, like Jesuit Pope, like underworld, like plutocracy, which is all about a wealthy ruling, and wealth equals 1034. Well, we have the X eclipse coming up, but we have Ripple XRP, we have XDC, and we have XLM. So let me show you how this works. So we have three cryptocurrencies that have the X, okay? XRP, XDC, and XLM. All these cryptocurrencies have the same numbers, okay? So one of them is called Stellar XLM, okay? Let me just take the two ciphers out and show you this. So Stellar XLM equals 136, 134, okay? Ripple XRP equals 134. Zinfin, which is the name of XDC, Zinfin XDC equals 136. Ripple Labs, which is the name of the company that makes XRP, Ripple Labs Inc. equals 136. And again, I showed you plutocracy, which is wealthy, okay, equals 134, 136, like the Jesuits, okay? And of course, right now, as I'm talking about this, you have the 134 in the chat. I'm talking about 134, and I have 134 in the chat. Crazy. But I just want you guys to see how this is all connected. 134, 136. So I just told you there's three cryptocurrencies: Ripple XRP, Zinfin XDC, Stellar XLM. They all have the 134 or the 136, including Ripple Labs Inc., who made XRP. And this is all connected to the wealth transfer, guys. Plutocracy is all about wealth, and the Jesuits, okay? So what are the chances that all three of these coins, the X coins, have the same numbers as plutocracy, which is all about the wealthy, 134, 136? Remember, XRP is the big one. XRP's release date is the same day as Clade X, okay? So let me just show you that. Notice that XRP's stable release date is May 15th, 2018, okay? So that was the same day that they held Clade X, which was the simulation of the pandemic, Clade X. May 15th, 2018. XRP stable release, May 15th, 2018. Okay. So what are the chances that the X coin, XRP, is released the same day as the Clade X simulation? Okay. Johns Hopkins Clade X simulation, same day. And now we're in the year of the X. And I just showed you that all these coins, Ripple XRP, 134, like the Jesuits, like plutocracy, like Stellar XLM, right? So all these coins. So I hope you guys are understanding that. But not a coincidence, okay? And again, 134 is all about wealth too, because in Latin gematria, wealth equals 1034, okay? Fun fact, I was born on 134 date numerology, so it's a number that is connected to me, but yeah, interesting. Yeah, you're right, Errant Protocol. Crypto does mean hidden, right? So crypto comes from the word krypton, which is the element, 36th element on the periodic table. So krypton is the element associated with crypto. And I'm telling you guys, this year we'll probably, we're going to see crypto and stuff come into more of the spotlight, I think. Pluto is all about transformation, transforming the economy, transforming the money system. But it's probably not going to be for the better. Let's put it that way. It's going to be all about the wealthy keeping their own wealth. Anyway, crypto is krypton, which is the 36th element. And we know how big the 36 is because 666 is the 36th triangular number. And the word cryptos means hidden. So it basically means Illuminati, the hidden ones, the hidden information, the occult. Occult means hidden, right? And cryptos also means hidden. So we have crypto meaning hidden, and it connects to this. And notice it has the 86 here. 86 is very interesting also. But yeah, like the best thing I could think here is, you have the 86, which is like 86ing somebody, right? So very interesting. And you guys mentioned in the chat, you guys mentioned Pluto the dog, which I've talked about in prior videos. But let's just bring Pluto the dog up for a minute. So the dog is the reverse of God, right? It's the backwards word of God. So that means in gematria, dog and God both equal the same thing, right? Dog and God. So what's interesting here is you have Pluto the dog, which represents Hades, because again, Pluto is the god of the underworld. So Pluto means Hades, but he's the dog, right? But dog is the reverse of God. So the opposite, like the anti-God or the antichrist, right? So notice that the dog is walking the dog because Goofy is also a dog. So you have a dog walking a dog. This is a symbol of the plutocracy, guys. I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure that's what this means. If you guys have any other ideas here, let me know. But this is the rich and the wealthy who are walking the society of Pluto, the plutocracy that they created. And we are the dogs on the leash, right? The people that are stuck in the wealth in the system. Without money, you can't escape the system. And you really can't escape the system anyway, even with money. So I find it very interesting that you have the dog walking the dog, and it's all connected to Pluto. So that's something to think about. I haven't really looked more into it than that, but it's something to think about. Dog eat dog world. Yep, exactly. Yeah, April 8th will be interesting. Now, do I expect us to get an event on the very same day as the eclipse that everyone is talking about? I don't know if I expect that. I don't know if I expect them to have a huge event on the same day that everyone is talking about, because everyone in the truth community is talking about this eclipse. I think it will happen either before or after the eclipse. We'll have an event that will connect to the eclipse, because I just think it's too obvious to make it on the same day of the eclipse. I think we'll have rituals on that day, but will it be like a huge event? I don't know. I'm just have trouble believing that, especially because it's such a big thing that everyone's talking about. My next decode, guys, is going to be about the Super Bowl. I'm waiting to see which teams are going to make it. So yesterday, the Ravens and the 49ers made it one step closer to the Super Bowl. And I was thinking that they were making it too obvious with the Ravens and the 49ers. But remember, guys, the Ravens and the 49ers played in the Blackout Bowl in 2013. Okay. And if they repeat this Super Bowl, I think they're telling us the blackout is coming. Okay. But we have to wait until next week to find out if this is going to be a rematch of Super Bowl. But just remember, guys, the whole thing has been going around social media that the logo for the upcoming Super Bowl is the colors of the Ravens and the 49ers. I don't know if I can find a picture of it. Super Bowl logo. Yeah, so this thing, guys. This has been circulating around huge sites on social media. So in 2022, you had the logo of the Bengals and the Rams, which had the Rams colors and the Bengals colors. Last year, you had the Philadelphia green and the Kansas City red. And now you have the 49er red and the purple for the Ravens. If they do this, if they make it so obvious, then they're really trying to expose their own script, guys. I can't think of any other reason why they would follow through with this now that everyone is talking about this. Everyone is talking about this. Okay? So that's just a little preview of my next video because I'm waiting to see what happens with, it does feel too obvious. But yeah, I mean, the Super Bowl is usually a very busy time of the year. So we'll see. There is a storm coming. Yep, Warren Jackson, I agree. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and helping me wake up people. Thank you for helping my channel grow, and I'm very grateful for all of you. If you guys would hit the like button, also if you're here and you guys would smash that like button, as people usually say, I would greatly appreciate that. If you guys want to support the channel in other ways, monetarily, you guys can visit Decoding with Cody, buy me a coffee, which is linked at the top. Again, thank you guys for helping me get a computer situation figured out. I appreciate it. Thank you, Elaine. I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys watching. Also, Errant Protocol, he says ravens are highly intelligent animals and can use their beaks to rip open objects. Yeah, ravens are very, very interesting. I've watched ravens before, and they are intelligent. Okay, your cat woke you up, huh? So your cat woke you up, and then you didn't, and because of that, you didn't miss the live stream. So thanks to the cat. I appreciate the cat. Yeah, thank you guys. Is there anything else you guys want to add before I get ready to sign off? Been about an hour. Thank you guys for coming along. Thank you, Not of This World. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Elena. Thank you, Anna Barba. Birdie, thank you. Racer X. Just trying to make sure I say everyone I see here. Justin. Errant Protocol. Joseph Aquaviva was in the chat. Thank you. Oh, guys, please go give a follow to all these channels. Let me give a big shout out to all these channels real fast. Labda 115. He was the guy I mentioned in my last video. Go subscribe to him. Also, go subscribe to Zenith of the Alpha, who helped with some of the information in this video. Okay, go watch his last video. It was a great video. Okay, Zenith of the Alpha. Go check out Jurassic Liars. Jurassic Liars talks a lot about Elvis and the Trump head wound and all that stuff. Go check out, let's see, who else? Donut's a good channel. Donut Factory, good channel. Gematrinator 85. Okay, this is the guy this is Derek. who made the calculator. Go subscribe to him if you're not already. This other channel here is called 7-1. Okay. Go check out his channel. He does great work as well. If you guys are looking for another channel, 7-1, just like this. Go check out Joseph Aquaviva 2222. Most of you guys probably already know him. But if you don't know him, go subscribe to him. I think that's it, guys. I think that's all. Oh, Square Peg. Go check out Square Peg doing isometrics. Square Peg Divergent. So all these people in the community are doing great work. They've all helped me out. So please go also help them out. Okay. I think I'm going to do shout outs in every video from now on because I really want to get this community more exposure as much as I can. So anyways, if that's all we have to talk about. Also, donuts. If you're talking about Donut Factory, guys, if he's watching, much love to him. He's been in my chats a few times. He's actually been watching my videos, I think. And yeah, his content is great too. So go check his channel out. But most of you guys will probably already subscribe to him. He has 127K subs. So yeah, much love to you all. Thank you guys for watching and commenting and hitting the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, hit that on the way out. And I will see you guys in a few days for the Super Bowl decode. Well, actually, that will probably be next week because we won't know who's in the Super Bowl until next Sunday. So probably not this Monday, but next Monday, I will do a Super Bowl decode. But anything that I find on the way in between, I will share. So all right. Take care, everyone. God bless you all. Much love, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.